Less dramatic than I wanted it, but
it was awesome. It was epic. It was worth it. Oh man, we need a better intro or something. Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. Wait, as I was saying that, I was like, wait, I'm supposed to do the intro. That's my job.
we'll see if Jeff is listening. I can use my powers to make an animated intro.
Jeff says, I like the chair spin.
Oh!
Yeah. See? Oh, we got a lot of people here today. Nice. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to the live stream. I can already say with confidence, I'm pretty sure Alex and I are already in our pajamas.
Yeah.
It's that late in the day. It's just something about being at my dad's place, though. I'm like, you know what? During the day, I will get ready and be all professional and everything. And then around like 4 o'clock, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna start wearing pajamas again because it's just so relaxing. Being at home definitely feels like the holidays.
Ben says we forgot the intro, which is weird because I saw it happen.
Yeah,
we should play it again. No, okay.
Okay, that's it. Should we just?
Every reset.
We just won't.
Everything comes crashing down.
All right, so I'm excited about today's stream because for the first time, I feel like we're actually like a little bit prepared. We actually have some things to talk about. We're not just winging.
Show notes.
Like the first 10-15 episodes Alex and I did, we had plans, we had schedules. We were like, in the next episode we're gonna talk about this. After a while, my little thing that like it gives a heads up about the episode, the title name is just episode 55. Like I have no idea what we're gonna talk about. Planning ahead, that's ridiculous. I already did 2 videos today. Come on, you gotta give me some slack. All right, so we got a few topics to talk about. I want to start off by, let's talk about the Kickstarter because I think this is our first live stream after the Uncut Cheats, right? We had the party on the weekend.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So if you're in the chat, if you were at the party, give us a heads up. Say yes, wave your hands, whatever. I want to know how many people were at the party. But I was not. I was actually watching Ben's live stream of the party. I was just there the entire time, and I'm watching the live stream, right? And it's getting really exciting. It's coming up to the point where we're gonna go live with the Uncut Cheats and everything. And then I got a phone call from someone. I'm like, I gotta go answer this call. By the time I was done that meeting, everything was already done. I missed the ending of it. It was terrible. So how was it?
It was good. It was funny because Damian talked about it, and he thought it was a little quieter than last time. But it wasn't. It was a lot quieter for him because the first time we did a party, we were getting all the suggestions for the art. But this time, it was just I was answering questions about the Kickstarter and production most of the time.
Oh,
and Alex didn't post some crazy thing about the first 10 people to jump on the add-on.
I can't. There's no way for me to see the first 10, or else I would have done it.
I'm happy he did it because there's all these things that Alex is committing me to. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. I'm giving promos. What's happening? Like afterwards,
no,
like,
I never said you. I was giving.
Okay.
See, completely different.
Alex is giving you cards from his collection. That's what this is, right? Right? Can I commit you to things?
Hand-drawn cards that I made.
See? That's what I said. I told people it's going to be Alex's hand-drawn sketches.
Nice. It did sound like it was a lot of fun. It's cool that much of the community was able to get together. And the drawing, Damian's bunny thing is coming together really well. He's so proud of that. It's hilarious. Like I'm like, Damian, have you done the other work you got to do? He's like, just give me a few minutes. I got to finish this. I'm like, you have other work, right? But he loves it so much. No, I'm happy that it happened that way. Anything crazy that happened during that I missed out on?
Nothing crazy. I'm trying to think. No, nothing crazy. It's just people asking questions.
Apparently, Alex committed giving Scheming Skeleton a sealed pack from my collection. Why my collection? Alex is just gonna find my collection rated.
But it must be true. It must be true. You gotta give it to him.
Scheming Skeleton never lies.
He said nothing about me giving it to you. You have to find my collection. This is an Indiana Jones type of thing going on, man. There's gotta be booby traps. Nice. There's so many people. So my problem is I don't have my regular setup, and normally the live stream, like the chat, is happening right in front of me, and the camera is off center. But this time it's reversed. So the chat, if I want to read it, I have to go like this, and then you got the soccer moment where you just see my profile, and then you notice how big my nose is.
We did notice that your mic was missing. You haven't. We sort of weren't. Yeah, but
this is my setup.
Oh, could you put your hand like this?
Yeah, just do one of these.
Put your hand like these. No, I think it's the other. Is that the right hand? Is that the right side?
That's wrong. It's
reversed.
It might be right on the camera though.
Yeah.
It's all good. So speaking of the party, we have 2 more to do, right?
2 parties more. 2 more parties.
So a big thing that we got to talk about is they're not going to be held in the fan server. They're going to happen in the event server. I should probably share the link to that, eh?
So we had that event on the weekend. If anyone attended, which went well. But yeah, I mean that link is out there. But you're right. The link to the Discord is only for so long, right? So we'll have to re-share it ahead of time.
So I'll throw it up in chat right now for anyone who's not part of the event server yet to come and join that. Bunch of things just disappeared on me. I need a third monitor.
Chat just vanished.
Yeah, I know, right? A bunch of things just disappeared. It should be back now. So we got the the event server. I'm pretty sure that's why I shared the link to. That is just being used for these Haunted Castle Gaming, hosted events. In case people are wondering why it's so dead when in between events, it's just being used for that. But we already have our dates for the upcoming parties, right?
We do, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to announce them, Alex? They're your project.
I gotta remember them. All right. Did we set a time for the third one?
I don't think we did.
Okay, well, we'll say the dates, not necessarily the times.
More details to come.
More details to come. So, Sunday the 26th and Friday the 7th?
Yeah, at the end of the Kickstarter, right?
Did you say Sunday the 26th, Boxing Day?
Boxing Day, correct. Yeah. We wanted to put one on a weekend because we've been doing them all on weekdays. So somebody, everybody should be off for Boxing Day.
And Boxing Day was your choice.
Boxing Day is the day of choice. Nobody's doing anything but boxing.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we're not forcing you to be there, Will.
What? I want my balloon promo.
Wait, JC says I'm breaking the internet. How's this happening? What did I do this time?
I don't know.
JC is breaking the internet, or
no? I'm breaking the internet.
Oh, you're breaking the internet. Okay.
Jeffrey asked his one on New Year's Eve party. Now, funny enough, when I originally had planned the parties, I had planned to do one on New Year's Eve, and then I thought that's actually terrible. Nobody wants to be doing with us at that time.
You got all the people from different time zones. You have this party going on for like 7 hours. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Happy New Year," and then they leave. A new group of people come in. Alex is just stuck there.
The animated Genesis symbols slowly ticking down or climbing up, or whatever.
Oh man. No, and then we originally had, when we were originally playing the Kickstarter, we were thinking about having it actually end on New Year's as well. We're like, no, this is a terrible idea. Let's not do this. But I mean, I don't do a whole lot for New Year's. If people want to come and hang out with me, New Year's for Eastern time, though. I'm not gonna be there for the other.
It's available. You guys can all show up.
I'll be in the event server. I'll be in the event server. You can come and chat with me in the event server. We'll, live stream somewhere. I haven't seen New Year's, I haven't stayed, was active, I guess, for New Year's thing since, oh my goodness, I can't even remember when. It was so long ago. Do you celebrate New Year's? Is this something you
I'll
do?
call out some shade on my wife. The last 2 to 3 years, she keeps sending us to her friend's Christmas party. I doubt they're watching this. That's why I'm saying it. It's been the worst time of my life. Every New Year's Day, New Year's Eve has been the worst of all year.
Last New Year's, I just remember I was working and my wife walks over to me. She's like, "Happy New Year." I'm like, "Oh, wait, what? What happened?" Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I never was big into celebrating that. But, I mean, this year, I'll be in the event server. So come and chat with me and celebrate with me, right? Right? It's a thing.
It was always like a big, like it was like you would get like family together for us.
Yeah.
But after having kids, it's like trying to stay up. Like my wife doesn't stay up very late, so trying to make it to midnight doesn't really happen because the kids, even though we try with the kids, it's just a disaster. So we, I think we've given up on that part.
I think you're at the age where it's just like these are the New Year's you're just gonna sleep through, and then in 10 years from now, then you'll start staying up for them again.
Yeah.
Not so much your age; it's more the kids' age.
True.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, we have the two parties. Both of them are going to be exciting. One of them is definitely about closing the Kickstarter campaign and celebrating all the epicness that is the Kickstarter. And then the other one on Boxing Day is just going to be a little secret for now, right? We're going to keep that a little bit of a secret.
I like to say, I'm not turning on the wife. I have told her how much I
Open and honest communication, right? At its finest.
I just imagine this year, Alex is just in the car. He's like, this again.
No, it's not happening again. That's the advantage of not. You don't get to say this very much. That's the advantage of the virus.
Yeah, no.
Dude, I don't even think I had one last year, but I hate them. That it sparked up.
You just keep digging, Alex. Just keep digging.
All right, moving on. Wait, there's a big comment from Masamoon. I always watch a Japanese TV show that broadcasts from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. where a bunch of comedians have to resist laughing the whole evening. Each time they laugh, they get kicked in the butt. Nice. I remember one year, me and my brother, we watched, I think it was Rama 1/2 or whatever that anime was. And in the middle of it, they were eating burgers. And we just had this craving to get McDonald's hamburgers, but everywhere is closed because it's New Year's. So we had to go to the 401 and find the 24-hour McDonald's on the 401 and get the burgers there. But there was no exit that took us back into Cambridge, so that we had to do this giant roundabout. By the time we got home, they were just frozen cold and we had to reheat them in the microwave. But we had to do it. I know. You'd never want reheated McDonald's. That's the worst.
It never works the way you want it to.
Never. Oh, okay. All right. Next topic.
We do have topics.
Yes, we do have actual topics. All right. Topics to go over tonight. Keep getting asked about it. Reprints and origins. So we got three explicit reprints. We've mentioned it a bunch of times. We'll give like a few moments in chat to see who remembers what the three reprints are. And I'm sure if you can't think of any of them, that's kind of bad on the marketing side for us. If you can't think of at least one of those reprints.
This is where Alex will go, the first 10 people to name all three.
No, that's back in the day. If you remember, there used to be a question on every of the old design live streams.
Yeah.
And I would win most of them.
He was also the only one watching.
That's yeah. There's Alex and Steven. The two of them were the only ones to watch. Oh.
Steven answered the question first.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so Vampiricus, Tsunami, Dedicated Studies. Those are three explicit reprints. And then there are a few that...
Tsunami.
Yeah, that's the one you keep forgetting about, right?
World is saved. There we go. Everything is right again.
All right, so those are the three that we're explicitly doing a reprint of, and then there's other ones that are not exact reprints, but like a redesign on them, a retake on them, right?
Yes.
Do we have spoilers?
I mean, one of them was on the Kickstarter page, isn't it? Isn't Protected by Faith on the Kickstarter page as the spoiler for Modify Stack?
Yes,
I believe so. Yes.
So one of them's already there. So let's talk about why Tsunami and Dedicated Studies got the reprint. Do you want? Like, is there anything more to say about that? Like, what?
Everybody wants them. I don't know. There's not much to say. Everybody demands more Tsunami. Luckily, Tsunami was already just planned for Origins. But I guess if it wasn't planned for Origins, it would have been in J2.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's the reason why it wasn't in J2.
It wasn't in J2.
Yeah. It was already pre-slotted in for Origins.
I guess what we need to say is J2 was not actually originally planned.
That's true.
It's
that
the
is
more
very
closer
true.
thing.
Yes. J2 was not planned. Origins was planned. Tsunami was always planned for Origins. Dedicated Studies, I don't think was always planned for Origins. I think that's a decision you made when we were going over J2.
It had to have already been in Origins for J2 because I helped with J2, but I wasn't part of the team at that point.
That's true.
And I would not have let Dedicated Studies slip through.
Well, I mean, we also expected Origins to be released by now, right? Like, that was the original timeline. But instead, J2 got released. And then Vampire Kiss. You can clearly tell that Vampire Kiss was not actually planned for Origins because it's in the organized play pack.
So you're gonna have multiple ways to get Vampire Kiss. So if that's what you really want, you'll have plenty of ways to get it.
Yeah. Well, because we were.
I have a bad spoiler for Vampire Kiss.
Oh, do you?
If you really want Vampire Kiss, it's an uncommon in Origins.
It's a thing.
Okay, that's fine.
It's in a bit. I do know, and I won't even lock that in. Don't. It could change. It still could change, but it is currently
Everyone's just gotta snip at that. That's gotta be a thing. I just gotta take that white cloak.
Vampire Kiss out of Origins. It's gone. Not in there.
They just gotta turn it into a meme now.
Oh man, this cat is already getting way too hot. It's not going to last a whole hour.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so what I know is that we were testing another drain attack.
Yes.
And we kept playing with the numbers and kept playing with the figuring out, is it going to be this much? Is it going to be that much? Are we going to cost this much? Are we going to cost this much? And in the end, it was just like, why are we like? The decision just was like, why don't we just run Vampire Kiss?
So that's one of the reasons. The second reason was any card we made would not look as good art-wise as Vampiric Kiss.
Yes.
But it was going to be functionally slightly stronger than Vampiric Kiss, and we were having that weird fine line where we couldn't be like...
Yeah.
And we technically have that art. It got transferred to a different card.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's like Vampiric Kiss is at a 10, this one's at a 6. It's good, but it's no Vampiric Kiss.
Right.
Like, there are two artworks in the game that are just so good that they inspired new champions out of them. And that was Essence Drain and Vampiric Kiss, right? And
right, that was my question. Was it Vampiric Kiss and then Sara, or is it Sara and then Vampiric Kiss?
The decision, I think, to take the Vampiric Kiss character and turn it into Sara came later. Like, first it was Vampiric Kiss, then we had Sara, then we're trying to determine how Sara looked like. And that's where I think where the idea of, like, taking the Vampiric Kiss character.
Right?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Important really question from Master Monet. Important question, is the art the same? Vampiric Kiss is the only card in Origins with an old art.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah.
One of Assad's favorites.
Yeah. I mean, it's important, I think, to do this because it also says that now that artwork from beta is canon. Like, it's part of the story. And also, the cool part about it is the champion artwork for Sara that we've shown is supposed to take place just moments after Vampiric Kiss's card. So those artworks are tied together now. So it only makes sense to keep them.
Yeah, I think in J2 there was a number of things. like we've had multiple arts for some cards, right? The Angel Retribution, there's 2 arts. Demon's Rage, there was 2 arts, right? And in J2 we saw some of those beta arts come back. And I know for myself, I'm a huge fan of the Demon's Rage beta and the Angel Retribution beta art for sure.
Yeah.
The other ones are good, but I in my opinion, I like the original ones.
It's difficult at times, especially when the original piece is so good. It's hard to make a new piece that is different, but still at the same caliber. Like, we had Damian do the artwork for Angel Retribution in Welcome to Jalara, and it was so hard. He struggled so many times. We actually got 2 complete artworks out of him, and even at
that other artwork. Now there's a story that other artwork. That is wow. That was yeah. If anyone was at the championship and they were able to see that card, oh man.
Well, the other artwork, it was a really nice piece, but it didn't fit in the tone of the rest of the set. Like, when you put all the cards together, it didn't sit well. So then he did a second one, and he does that, and it's just like, even he would admit, it's just like he tried so hard and just couldn't come up to that level. Now, something like Demon Scrolls, both versions are abstract enough, and same with Purifying Wave. They're both abstract enough that both versions have their own merit. But when it came to Primordial and Angel, I think Primordial is a lot more split. I think some people do like the beta version more than J. Some people do like the J version more than the beta. But Angel, it's pretty heavily one-sided.
It's a nice piece.
So let's talk about some other reprints. So there's a question: Reign of Arrows, any functional reprints? There's already a functional reprint. Go support your local game store. Organized play packs are available to your local game stores, and they're going to run for a long time. There's 20 cards, and a lot of them are playable. I keep hearing people, Pressure Point, were they going to reprint that? No, go to your local game store. It's in the organized play kits. Death's Companions, in the organized play kits. Vampiricus, it's in the organized play kits. We're doing it again because the flavor, lore, there's several reasons to redo it. So many of the cards are in the organized play kits, and they're pretty much free if your store runs organized play.
Like, when we look at what is standard, essentially, like what are the cards that are accessible, we look at J2, we're looking at Origins, but organized play is part of that card pool. We definitely consider that as part of it, and that's why it doesn't make sense to replay that into the set. And it's another way that we're saying just support the local game store. And we even are supporting local game stores like Massa. He is doing online virtual tournaments, and we sent him organized play kits for those. So it's like, we're not just saying play in person, we're just saying play. Like, that's our big thing. We prefer you to play in person. We're encouraging that by giving you physical cards as rewards, but at the same time, playing is the most important part of it.
These packs are they so far they've been put together, I think, by hand, right? By yourselves. Are they going to be like an official packaging or wrapping, or is it just
we'll build up towards that? I think the next set of them are going to be more like, you remember how like the Sky promo was, or the 2019 promo was, where they were the it's like a booster pack wrapper, but it's just that clear cellophane. To use that for the organized play packs, and then eventually we'll work up towards having like actual, like a nice little box that has all 8 packs in them and stuff like that. But I think we need to build up towards that. I mean, the Kickstarter helps a lot. I'm hoping with that it helps us get towards that process sooner rather than later, right?
So those packs are just I think there's information for the LGSs for how to get those, but is there a limited number of those, or is it just sort of unsure right now?
No. I guess if every single store signed up right now, we like all the stores in the world signed up. Then we'd probably run out of them. But
that's the extreme, All right. So there's lots of them to be had, so people can get their hands on organized play packs as long as they're playing the game.
And we're also, like, I know with Steve-O, we've been giving them for literally every single event that he's hosted. It's not a criteria that has to be constructed or it has to be a draft or something like that. I even offered to give him some for Future League. I don't know if he just gives me a number. At the end of the day, he's like, "This is how many I need." I'm like, "Okay, this is how many you're getting then." So I'm pretty sure they're from Future League. If he is doing those, like, I would love to give organized play kits for Future League in-person play events. So
cool.
Alex got a grin on his face.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, maybe we could start giving organized play promos for Future League testing online.
Let's do it.
No.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, the shipping to
Those
that is
guys.
just gonna be. If you have,
Well, they already get them. They get sent.
Oh yeah,
already.
That's right. That's true. But then you just get one. I guess if you have,
you get one.
who you run the Future League community, right? So just turn it into Geo events.
I should give that to Will now that I'm seeing him. It would be a very good job to just
give it to Sean, right? Will has enough on play. Let's give it to Sean. But let's turn those into sanctioned events into Geo, and then we just at the end of every month, it's like, oh, you played in this many events, you'll get this many organized play packs.
Wow. I'll give it to Jan instead. Sean's too busy dealing with the fan server.
Yeah, the guy's messaging me enough. This is how we build our company. We just do live stream meetings. We just touch point once a week, and we talk about what we're planning to do with the company. That's how this all works. All right, so there are some cards that we need to talk about when it comes to reprint that aren't explicitly in Origins, and I think a big one now that the card list has been posted. Will, you brought these up. The two are Holy Wall and Pressure Point. You already talked about Pressure Point. So
Pressure
what about
Point
Holy
is in
Wall?
the organized play.
Yeah,
Holy Wall. Holy Wall's come up a bit. I mean, I'm sure there are others, and I'm sure there's down the road we'll see like, oh, where's this or where's that. But I know that coming out of the championship, Holy Wall was featured more than I think some of us expected, but maybe not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm literally going through the deck list right now. I'm like, Holy Wall is in some of the decks? I don't remember.
Holy Wall was some in the main decks, and a lot of it was in the sideboards. So.
Yeah.
But, having said that, I believe Holy Wall is not in Origins.
Okay.
It is not in Origins. There are a bunch of... Origins itself has a lot more powerful defensive cards. So you will see, I think, just better replacement cards. I do think in the long run, you won't see Holy Wall played.
I think... Sorry.
I would be surprised.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, even when we moved into Welcome to JLR and Raise, even at that time, I was saying I think Holy Wall is an inefficient tool. It was there, and people used it in the 2019 event because of the Rain OTK. But at the end of the day, it was a really, really high chi card for something that wasn't... it didn't give you the same power output as things like Bolt Shot or things like Cog Strike. Even Cog Strike at that time we saw very little play for. But now it saw a little bit more play in this championship. But Holy Wall, I think the main reason Holy Wall gets played is because there's no better option.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I will specify, sorry, a lot of people saying, so Holy Wall's not getting reprint. I didn't say Holy Wall will not get a reprint. I said it's not getting reprinted in Origins.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I would go a step further and say I would be surprised if people will ask for Holy Wall after what they see.
After Origins, yes.
Right?
Now, that being said, we already plan ahead. I'll give this spoiler now. I do plan, because we think ahead, to probably put Holy Wall in the organized play too. Just because we want there to be an option for people to get that.
Especially as new players are coming in, yes.
I mean, the organized play kits have... There's two types of cards that we picked for organized play. Either they were meta-relevant and not seeing reprint, or they were a niche card that we believe will see some sort of value add in the future. So I think that was the reason why we had things... There were some weird choices in the...
Or Oni was in the pack.
Or Oni.
I'm sorry, I demanded that there be one bad card in the pack.
All decisions about what cards went into organized play are because of Alex.
Card in the whole thing.
Blame it all on Alex.
The first one's fine. The first one's fine. You want it for your collection. It's the second and the third one.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Fire Master's Dance in there?
But it has potential for the future.
Ooh, spoilers.
Right. So Steven's asking...
The closest one I'm surprised and say isn't Volcanic Eruption in there?
Yeah.
That's that one. I would say more than Fire Master Dance. Fire Master Dance is at least fun.
It's funny. I have tried over and over again for volcanic eruption. I have done everything possible. It's just it never works when you want it to.
I think it is. Anyway, so Steven has a question here in chat. So the organized play packs will have Rain of Arrows. Does organized play have Rain of Arrows?
It does. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And the demo decks will have ... question mark. Well, I haven't designed a card called ... question mark. So. I don't know if it's gonna be in.
Is this your official pitch for the pitch contest? ...
question mark. This is like 3 little stones who are just super confused.
I thought it was 3 counters. You have to take each one off while you're thinking. You can't do anything until the counters come on.
No, ... question mark. When you play it, you reveal 3 cards. The first one will take the cost of. The second one takes the next ability, and the third one takes the health, the awareness.
It's all great. It's all colors.
Well, I have to start having events to find out. At the end of the day, any store that wants to run organized play, we're very open and we will support them. It's about them creating the event and messaging me or Alex or anyone from the team and being like, "Hey, I created my events. Now where are my organized play kits?"
Or specifically, Chris at hauntedcastlegaming.com.
We should
it's his job. I know I'm calling this out, and it sounds like a joke, but that's his job. That one actually is his job.
So yeah, it'd be great. We just get the entire community to start spamming Chris all the time.
I'll ask a question. So because we have Alex here,
because of Alex.
So when we talk cryptically about, this will be a better version. Is it doing more than Holy Wall is doing? Is it doing it more efficiently for cost?
I would expect maybe more efficiently. Just because Genesis as a whole, you have so many apps you can tweak, whether it be cost, chi, awarenesses. There's all these little things.
Mm-hmm.
So you can adjust in so many ways. By bounding it, you can reduce its costs.
Right.
There's so many different ways to reduce costs, right?
Because the effect is
strong. Yeah, the effect's strong. At the end of the day, the cheaper it is on your chi, the better overall your deck. Like the 7 chi for a Holy Wall feels expensive.
That's the killer,
it's usually the thing that wins you the game. But the reason why it's more relevant now than we've seen before, including Cog Restrict, is because of forethoughts. We did not have forethoughts in the past.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to play these off cards that weren't main board.
Because you want it for particular matchups.
Yeah.
So you want to have access to it for maybe that matchup. But now if it's easier to slot in, or it just becomes a piece that it's easier to build around, then you won't need to have that more expensive or less. Yeah, whatever way you want to think about that. So cool.
I think
Vince said, I'm gonna go to his store and set up organized play yourself. Do it. Go out to your store and be like, "Hey, I want to run a Genesis night. Is there a time slot?" And then you can reach out to Chris at hauntedcastlegaming.com saying you want to run a demo. He'll reach out to the store to confirm, probably, and then go from there.
When it comes to the actual organized play packs, just to be clear, that one's actually not on Chris's plate yet. That's still on my plate. But what I do is I run through Geo and see all the events that are created and then reach out to the stores. But when it comes to getting like demo kits or open house stuff, at the end of the day, you just send it to one of us and it'll get to the right person. But I think one thing I learned a lot, especially when we went into Raise and talking about the future of Genesis, is that there are cards that accelerate at being at particular chi slots. And defensive stuff, they are very tricky to put in the 7 and 8 chi slots. And creating a good one is very... there's a lot of nuance that goes into making a good defensive card in those higher slots. And the big reason why is because of Bolt Shot. Everything always gets compared back to Bolt Shot or Meteorite or something like that. And then it's now the question of, are you taking out your win condition for something that's going to slow down your opponent from beating you? And a lot of times, that's where the confusion kind of comes in. That was my experience. That was definitely my experience with that.
See, now,
I don't know why. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about like because Dodge is from the same time period, right? It's a 7 chi, 4 energy, right? Movement with rotation. But like you said, are you going to take out your win con, or one of your win conditions? But if we get stronger cards in that 5 and 6 slot, we'll have to see. I don't know.
That was actually the big thing, is if you can shift your win condition from being in the 7 and 8s down to the 5 or 6, then your 7s and 8s can do these really powerful niche things, like dodge, like a holy wall or cog restrict. But I think the game still needs to kind of settle in that approach. And something we've seen, I mean, it's so evident when you look at the 2019 championship, the 2021, like Boltshot is just a very solid card. It's hard to work around that. So it's a lot safer, especially in the competitive format, to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna run Boltshots.
For sure. Let's talk about dodge for a second. So dodge was actually in Origins originally.
Ooh, spoilers.
But then I went, no, Sid, we're not reprinting dodge. It's not good enough. Sorry.
Yeah, if I had my way, dodge would be in Origins.
So then dodge changed to Rain of Arrows, actually. And then but then we're like, but we just put Rain of Arrows into the organized play kits. What? And I was just like, why are we making this reprint? And then Sid's like, I have a crazy idea. And you guys have to wait to see that card.
Yeah.
Is this the card?
This is the card. The
card that just gets in.
This one card will be
untested,
completely different than every other card in Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta still do something when it comes to the set designs. Come on.
I feel like this is just history repeating itself. I gotta do something to make this set different. What could it be?
Well, there's many different things in this set. But at the end of the day, I think when you do dodge, it's like the people who play dodge are using it almost usually for the movement tech. But if you look at it as a defensive card, sidestep is 2 chi less. There's almost it's so rare where a sidestep isn't just as good if you're using it for the defensive side.
The thing I liked about dodge was it was extremely powerful in the landslide decks. So in a really solid landslide deck, I think dodge can definitely pull out some really cool edge cases. I used it also every now and then in my monsters deck, because it allowed my monsters to be up ahead doing their damage. My opponent's like, oh, you're not close to your monsters, you can't protect them. And then I would dodge in and then start doing malicious persuasions or rampage tosses.
Right. Important question. Tim said he reached out to his LGS today, asked if they would be stocking Genesis next year. They replied back that they were hesitant. You guys were a Kickstarter and they didn't know how we would handle distributors in the US. We already have distributors in the US. Yeah. That's how I would send back to them.
Yeah, a lot of people see that we're on Kickstarter and think, oh, you don't have any connection. You're just starting. It's like, no, we are in 3 major distributors in the US. We're in all the major distributors in Canada. We're partnering with one of the major we've already partnered, but we're working closely with one of the major distributors in the EU. Like, we already have that foundation there. I think the biggest thing is showing the history of the game, showing that it's not just a new game, that we've been around for 4 years, that we've been growing, and we had this momentum already. We're just now accelerating that growth.
Kev C said, awesome chat, guys, but I gotta go. I know this doesn't sound like it makes sense for me to call this out, but Kev C, reach out to me. I heard your cry earlier. You can't get a starter deck. I will send you a starter deck for free.
There you go, Alex.
And if you left, you've missed it. Sorry.
Oh, Alex is evil.
A new Kev C shows up.
It's Kev C++.
Ooh, programming joke.
Yeah, that's my bread and butter. Yes. Yes.
Tim says if he was to put us in contact, would we be willing to talk to them? No, we hate to talk to stores. We don't want to make relationships.
Email Chris.
That's all I do. I'm talking to people all the time. Email either me or Chris. One of us will do it. I know I got
not me.
Yeah, just not Alex. Me. Yeah.
I'll pass it off to Will, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, no. Alex got enough on his plate. I took like 80% of the work I was doing and be like, Alex, this is now yours. And now my plate's full again. But just send them, email me or Chris, and one of us will manage it, or just the contact us email address, and we use that. We triage that and send it to the right person, whoever has the time. All right. Is there there's another card that kind of slips a lot of people's radar. Yeah, it slips a lot of people's radar, but mind reading.
I get asked a lot for it. Yeah, mind reading. Prior to the most recent conversation of bringing it up, the card on everybody's mind was mind reading. I think several weeks ago, like 2 to 3 weeks ago, everyone was like mind reading. It definitely hasn't been high on our radars because most decks play one or two, but it's recently got spiked up with the championship. I believe really with the contactus, we're running it.
Yeah.
But do we want to? Should we do a little spoiler?
One sec. So Matt messages and says, "I saw Prince at the championship. If that is the distributor you are using, let's privately chat later." I mean, Matt, you can reach out to me at any time. We'll chat whenever. But I want to note that we use Universal, we use Lion, we use Grosvenor, and Prince. We work with all the distributors in Canada. Well, all the main TCG distributors.
Yes.
But sorry. What were you saying, Alex?
We're talking about mind reading. Did we want to spoil something for mind reading? If you are somebody who is sad that they do not have mind readings, and I will specify that you do not need a lot of mind readings. Yeah. Mind reading will be coming soon in the future on Patreon, either 2 months from now. Is it 2 months from now or 3 months?
February?
I'm hoping that it's going to be the March promo.
Okay. We'll go even further with new art.
Yeah, that's why the delay. If it wasn't new art, then we'll just release it in February. But I want to get a piece that's canon.
Yeah.
And now the question is...
Pink?
The question... So Damian saw the artwork for mind reading and was like, seriously? So he wants to just get
every time I'm going through Axon, it's like, whoa, what's this pink card?
So he wants to get that changed. So we need to still have that conversation. But I'm excited because it also gives an opportunity to get more artwork of some of the newer champions, right? Like get some of the origin champions. So it's going to be an interesting assignment. We'll see who takes it on. But also, because it's going in Patreon with that alt art, you'll see that alt art again somewhere else in the future. But we'll have to see how.
Sure.
Speaking of artwork, sorry, did I miss something? This Thunderstruck artwork that you have.
Did you miss it?
Is there? She does not have an arm. Is that correct?
She does not have an arm.
Did
I miss this somewhere? Was this discussed ever?
Go look at all her champion pieces. She doesn't have an arm. Well, I guess there's a trick because you see an electrical.
And also,
I don't think I've seen the revealed or looked at the revealed one after. I just saw the silhouette, and the silhouette's like, okay, well, everyone here has 2 arms. It's all normal.
Yeah, it's all normal. Nothing's normal. You should know this.
Yes. True. Okay, so I'm sure that's a choice, and we'll find out potentially in the lore. But
we at Podcast Games love to cut off arms.
We were a big fan of Star Wars.
I'm looking at this artwork, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. But I'm like, wait a second. There's no way that's like there's an arm bent around somewhere. Like, what am I missing here?
So we're using a different setup than we normally do. Otherwise, actually, no, I can find a way to throw up the artwork, right? Because people are
there's a will, there's a way.
Hey, Will. You know my father-in-law, his first name is Wei, right?
Hey, we should get together.
He's awesome. He's such a nice guy. All right, yeah, throwing that artwork up there. We're losing the chat for a few seconds.
Whoa,
but that's okay.
Look at that art!
Whoa, look at that art!
So,
oh my goodness.
It is up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, no arm. Look.
Yeah, I actually get confused about that a lot because there is that cloth that is put over that arm, and it's very deceptive. You always think that there's an arm there. So there's been a lot of times where I get tricked.
Like it's folded in. I was like, no, there's something missing. And then I didn't think about going back and looking at the actual revealed champion artwork, but have to go take a look.
Yeah.
So electrical arm, eh?
Yeah, that was the one revealed by Red Zone Rogue. And yeah, like you can see that it's an electrical arm. It kind of looks like the bone. So it's really well done. It's really well done.
Question for Matt Schrock: Is Haunted Castle Gaming planning on attending Gen Con or any other major conventions? I think that's very rough to call right now, especially with the resurgence.
Yeah. To be honest, we were looking at doing a bunch of these conventions, and we even booked ourselves in for a convention for March, and now I don't know. We'll have to talk about it as a team. I'm actually considering backtracking on that one, even just because safety is like, we got to be safe. We have to take care of ourselves. So
we'll just come in hazmat suits.
Yeah,
we'll all come in hazmat suits.
That'd be a great way to board the plane, right?
You'll be like, "What is with these people?"
We know something you don't know.
They're Canadians.
Oh.
All right, that's
we
it.
got off topic.
If Jeff's in the chat, we have to get Alex in a hazmat suit now. That's the new word.
I have one more topic to go off of. I don't know if there's anything else. Like, if we're missing anything, are we good? Yeah. So
there's a bunch of questions.
Okay, yeah.
You want me to go through these questions?
Yeah.
This one's been answered a lot. Angel has 3 arms. What happened there? That one's been answered a lot. But
yeah, read the lore.
There's also a call out. There's a call out to this question. It's in the story, Darren. Read it, or Carl will cry.
Yeah, Carl.
I don't think I've ever seen Carl cry.
Well, that's it took a year and a half until I saw him smile. All right, like, the guy does not show emotion. The thing is, when he is relaxed and he's laughing, he is the funniest guy. But like, he's so serious all the time. And it's great because, like, for a while, especially just like when we were all working in my dad's basement, and he would come over. He was like the dad of the group because he's just so much older than all of us. Like, he was like, "Oh, GCI," because you know the story. Haunted Castle Gaming is named after my high school, GCI. So when I first met him and I told him that story, he's like, "I went there. I started high school in '87," and I was like, "I was born in '87." It's just that awkward moment of silence. It's just like, yeah. So, yeah, so we just make fun of him all the time for being really old. At least we did. I don't know how the game design team's vibe is now. Do you still make fun of Carl?
We don't have time for that.
All work, no play.
We made time to make fun of me. Like, that was a theme when we got together as a team. There was time set aside to make fun of me. Oh, Alex, what have you done to this team? All right, yeah. As for the Angel, go watch older videos where I've described it like 17 billion times. And yeah, it's in the story. Is there anything else?
I think we're good on questions.
All right. So we have a thing planned for the next week live stream. And we're going to figure out, but it's going to involve Will making a lot of sound effects, right? Is this the thing?
Yeah.
Have we committed to it?
Can we get a test sound? We need a test sound, Will. What does it sound like?
I haven't practiced. I don't even remember what
you had all day.
Give us a guess. Give us just some predictive sounds. What does it sound like?
I love it. It's like a fish.
No.
That's just like going really
like a fish, a dying fish as it falls.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Did you make any announcements, Alex? Because you said that you were gonna.
You just started a rumor.
Yeah.
Announcement? Yeah. I just spread the rumor to people.
So I was going through a bunch of my old collection, and I found a particular item that I was like, you know what, I want to celebrate kind of the end of the year. The season is forgiving, so next stream we're going to open up this Alpha Booster Pack, and each
on Christmas
card.
Day.
No, I got things to do on that day. Nothing.
New Year's Eve.
It's next Tuesday, right? Next live stream, right? So I'm gonna open up the Alpha Booster Pack, and everyone who's in chat will get into the Will's sound effects. And each card, we'll give away each card. So there's 18 cards in the pack. And I know this is from the last printing of the 2018 print run. So this should have all 90 cards as a potential in there.
In one pack.
all 90 cards are condensed into this 18 card pack. That's how it works. That's what's happening.
That's really exciting. So I guess we'll have to. Everyone has to come out to get a card.
Yeah, we gotta
cancel the card.
We gotta incentivize people to bring other people out, because if we don't, then people are just gonna be like, all right, let's make sure other people can't come to the live stream.
Oh.
But yeah, we're looking for good numbers that week. Let's we'll make an announcement. Set some criteria. We got to get a decent amount of viewers out, because if we just have the 20 viewers, then that's not as exciting. We need to get at least 50 viewers,
for those
right?
2 people.
I remember, for every person that's here, Will needs to make a tick, because that's the thing going past their name. Tick, 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 tick. So we need a lot of people.
See, I think Alex's sounded way better. So I think he just won. I concede.
No, I need
I have failed in my duties.
Dying fish.
I'll work on something. I'll workshop it. I'll get people involved.
You need to record it, auto tune yourself, and then you make it all musical. I'm ready, and then you just go, and you press the button, and it's gonna play.
Or I just push the spin wheel. That's literally free on the internet.
That's too easy. We don't do things that way here at On the Castle Gaming. We don't take the easy way out. Second rule of Fight
I've
Club.
almost lasted a whole hour with this thing. My head is sweating, but I'm going to power through. Powering through for the stream.
Crazy times. It's just, I think it would be a good thing to do. There's so many people who are talking about the getting alpha cards right now is just super intense. I've seen the complaints. I've seen the chats.
Yeah, well, we know who has. I think he's posted a couple times. Steve was posted a few times. You can reach out to him. He's got alpha for sure. Yeah. Dragon World has alpha. I think those are the only 2 stores that are selling alpha.
Alex, have you opened an alpha pack?
Never.
Should you open it? Do you want me to get this over to you and you can open it?
Yeah. I have the one. The one
we'll never see it
when I crack it so badly. Yeah, I'll open it. I'll take that. I'll take that on.
All right. Will got to make the sound effects. I'll monitor the chat. But I think the trigger. We gotta pull the trigger if we get to 35 viewers next week.
36. Then it's
36. 50, all right. We need at least 36 viewers next week. That's the only way we're actually doing this. All right. We need at least 36.
Start tapping your Russian bots.
Aren't the alpha packs actually incredibly hard to open?
They are, because they're
oh, this is perfect. Alex has to open it now.
Yeah, but there's a little tick thing up
you
here.
Say that.
But,
is how many packs I've opened in my day? Back in my day.
I guess that's all 3 of us.
Many packs.
Aren't you 15 back in your day?
But you know how many card stores I've worked for, and how many card games there are, and they need to be cracked and open and sorted?
What is your worst pack?
People do it for fun. I do it for work.
Alex's version of leaning into the mic. He doesn't lean into the mic. He brings the mic to him.
The mic comes to
me. Two of you and your new mics.
I don't have a new mic. I'm using this old thing.
I'm using the old mic.
Yeah, next week I'll have my new mic.
Oh.
Yeah. I got my wife's phone and kid's iPad. It's great for an hour. The kids will be like, "Can I play with the iPad?" No, we need this to happen. So mean to little kids. I'm gonna be a great father one day.
Oh, we didn't talk about something. We haven't talked about. You did the live stream with Ralph.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did. I think that was last week. We were able to arrange a time where he was streaming with his community, and we hopped into tabletop and we played 2 different games. We did a tutorial the day before, so he felt comfortable with running it on stream, and I think the cool thing was how well Tabletop Simulator is not what our dream space for actually running Genesis, but being able to connect a different community and even being able to connect across, different continents and playing Genesis, it was really cool to see, just how well it did work. So I know Steven had put a lot of work into that, and I don't think he gets recognized enough for helping this and making this a reality. So it went really well. Someone named Alex sat in and gave him all the tips, and it was good. I felt like I was playing Alex again. I've never played him before, so it's always good to play Alex.
Sometimes those new players, they need the little nudge because they're ready to concede too early, and then they win instead.
Yeah, you just got. Well, that's the thing. Like, one of the biggest things afterwards was just like, we talked about some of the things that were different, and movement. Right, movement is so big because on my end, right, I think I had a cog restrict that I had to play later, but there's a chance where they was going to meteorite, and he was in cog restricts awareness. So I was like, okay, I'm set up if he meteorites, right? And he says, I have this meteorite, but I don't know when to play. I was like, well, if you step back, and I think even Alex mentioned in the chat, step back, cast the meteorite. And it's just like one of those things, like if you were in another game, you would just cast a card regardless of the board state. But in Genesis, you have to think about what's happening on the board first before I cast my card.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'm finding that a lot, especially as people are now talking about Genesis way more than they ever have, and like talking about why the play experience is so different. It is. There's a lot you can discuss, but it isn't until you start playing it and you're like, oh yeah, this stuff matters so much. Where you didn't think it would. It doesn't matter in the other games as much, right?
Yeah, even on the weekend, we had about 6 never played Genesis people come out, and they sat down and like, oh, yeah, I was reading these cards, or we're discussing this game, but it wasn't until they saw the game happening when it really started to click. It's like, wait a second, there is a whole nother part to this, right? So,
like the thing that out of all the cards that I've designed, the one that I hang my hat on the most, the one I'm most proud of is actually Giant Scorpion. Because for such a basic card, it has so much play value. It's so exciting. It changes up the experience, and it shows people how like everything has value. It is such an exciting card for new players to start messing around with. So that one's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be doing another stream with him.
I think that's the goal. We have to arrange. I think I think we're trying to show some other ways to play Genesis, how it can be a little more on the casual. We were definitely focusing more on like a head-to-head 1v1. I brought in some competitive style decks, Idris Blitz and Core Control, but yeah, I think maybe we're going to try maybe a 2v2 or. If we get, we could even try a free-for-all. It can be very chaotic. I'm not sure how the free-for-all with 4 people talking on stream will be, but definitely the 2v2 portion, 2 people working together versus 2 people, I think would be...
I actually like the free-for-all better.
No, I like the free-for-all better too. I'm just wondering, on a stream, right? And
you should choose your people wisely.
Yeah. Because
you need to know that it's not your stream, it's Raphael's stream. Because actually, you did this a couple times, like when he wanted to do his singing, and you're like, I gotta tell you the rules. Like, my players love when I sing, and you're like, and he starts to sing, and you're like, try to interject. It's like, no, you gotta let the influencers do their little thing. You gotta.
Same thing here. I can't see the stream, so I probably do need to work on.
Sounds like we need to send Will a second monitor.
I need 4 monitors. No, that's a good point, though. That's a good point.
Yeah. I think the free-for-all will be nice, because one of the things about 2v2 is you got to have breakout conversations sometimes with your teammate. I'm like, how are you going to do that on Discord? It becomes a little bit of a challenge there. But I think, you can do that easily on Zoom, but we're not running... Yeah, it's just too much.
Vince made a very good point. One of the challenges with playing with players that really know the game is that they make the move without really explaining why. Having Raphael talk through his thought process and then Will explaining is great.
Yeah. That was the thing about 2v2 that I thought would be good, especially for a new player, is that your ally would be talking to you about why they're making the moves they're making. But the downside, again, is like, how do you break that conversation up? How do you make it a lot easier for your ally to hear you if you're like, hey, I need you to move here for this reason, right? But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I know that it is something that's on his radar, and I want to do. This time, hopefully, I wake up in time, and I get to see the entire thing. Because I woke up 30 minutes into your stream, and I'm just looking at my phone messages, and you're like, all right, you ready to go? All right, let's go. And I'm like, 30 minutes ago. And I'm, man, so I missed the entire beginning of it.
Yeah, it's been one of the things is just like our time difference, right? Like when I'm trying to, we're trying to be flexible on my work schedule and everything, and it's just like both kids were at home that time because either because my son's class was shut down or whatever, and it's just so it was really fun, and I think what we pulled off was it was really great, and it seemed like the response was really well from his end. So
yeah, he was definitely happy with it, so he had a good time.
Good.
All right, I think that's everything that's been happening right now. It's 8:00. We can wrap up any final thoughts. Anything we need closing remarks here? No,
nope. Most importantly, we ignored Will's topic, which was the main topic of today.
It wasn't my topic.
It was save it for another day. Will's topic.
I like that one. I think it's definitely more used for like when there aren't a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah. It's boring.
It's our put it in the back pocket, right? I do want to share, in case you're not part of Patreon and you didn't see this yet, we have the holiday image that Mikhail made. Oh, yeah. This thing's just adorable.
I did see this art, so... Whoa, look at that art!
I think it's adorable. I just saw, I go... what was it? I go on my phone at some point today, and almost every Patreon that I follow are all putting up these things of happy holidays, and they're putting up their image, and I'm like, oh, did I miss the memo? When did this happen? So I was like, okay, let's throw ours up. Yeah, that was...
How many days do we have left in the Kickstarter? It's still 20?
No, sub 20. I think 18?
Sub 20?
18, 17, 18? Something like that.
17 days to go.
Yeah.
All right.
We got time. Which is a reminder that if you know anyone who is on the fence about the Kickstarter, you still have time to go find a 2-player starter kit, or reach out to me or Alex, or reach out to Will. I mean, we'll get people emailing you, right, Will? Right?
Sure. I will direct you to Dragon World, Hedger Tales, Signaris cards. I have a whole list of spots to go.
We'll connect you. We'll make it happen one way or another. We'll make it happen. All right. I think that's everything for this week. We might as well throw up closing screen with that giant list of Patreon members. I actually had my dad commenting, and he's like, I remember when your old videos just had 3 people on Patreon. They have this giant list. I'm like, this isn't even updated, right?
There's still time to sign up for Patreon for January.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, if you sign up and you back the Kickstarter and you sign up to Patreon, then you're gonna get some of the new champions in the next Patreon package.
Cards.
Yeah. We didn't spoil that. We didn't. I guess next week
It's being spoiled right now, Alex. It's still going on.
Put it in at the images. Will, the image is up. Say ooh. Come on, Will. Will, come on. This is All
right. Do I have to do the chair when the stream ends?
It's already off of us.
Can't see you anyways.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.